OGBOGU. My guest on this segment of the podium is the Olu of Iluabo. He's also the Bobaniyi of Akure, a former secretary to the military government of IBB, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, from January 1986 to December 1990. The Third and Fourth Republics, he contested for the post of President of Nigeria. At the age of 42, my guest retired and nursed the ambition of leading Nigeria as the president. The dream has not come true at 83 plus. My guest is none other than Chief Oluyemi Samuel FALAE, Commander of the Federal Republic, GCON. Chief, it's good to have you this morning.
Thank you very much. You're welcome.
You don't look 83. You look like that young man that you would easily, run 100-meter race. You're still strong.
Well, thank you. I can still run 100 meters provided you don't ask me about the time. I can run in 10 seconds, probably 15 seconds.
15 seconds?
Yes, I can.
At 83?
I can.
Oh, interesting.
God's grace.
Let me start this way. On the 21st September of every year is significant to you. It's your birthday. And in 2015, 21st of September, something happened on your birthday. You were 77 that day.
Yes, indeed.
And some people picked you up on your farm.
Yes.
They kidnapped you on your birthday.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what happened that day. Some people don't really know what happened. Is it true that the heart of your driver was ripped off in your presence?
No.
Okay.
Thank you very much indeed. Yes, I was 77 on the 21st of September 2015. Actually, some 3 months prior to that, the Anglican Diocese of Akure made me chairman of the preparatory committee for receiving all the Anglican bishops of Nigeria in Akure here, in what they call the National Conference of the Anglican Communion. I was chairman of the preparatory committee. So I was extremely busy making arrangements, hotel accommodation, logistics, and all that. And throughout that period, I kept harping on the need to heighten security. Because some 140 bishops are going to come to Akure. And I was saying that should kidnappers grab 2 or 3 of them, we will be in trouble. And that we must make sure that that did not happen. In fact, we went so far as to ensure that most of them were accommodated in the same hotel. And the Department of Military and Police will be resident in the hotel and follow them in the bus to the venue of their meeting.
Yeah.
I made that. People said, no, they've not done that before. It was not necessary. I said, my spirit tells me we must do it. That I've heard of bishops being kidnapped elsewhere, but 140 something of them will be here. Very rich harvest. They should grab 4 or 5. We'll be in trouble. We made that arrangement. And that conference was going to start at 4 p.m. on the 21st of September 2015. Because I've been very, very busy making the arrangements, I had not had time to go to the farm for a long time. So in the morning, I sleep to the farm, hoping to be there till about 12 or 1, then come back home, and then go to the cathedral to receive the bishops who will have started coming by 4 p.m. So just a quick dash to the farm to come back, to go back to the conference. But I was having my meal in my office when I heard gunshots, once, twice. So I left the meal, opened the door, came out, and I saw some hooded people with guns in their hands coming towards my office on the farm. And there was one of my workers in front of them. I sent my pickup with some workers from the office to go to the dam. We have a dam on the farm.
Right.
To go and do something there. On the way, they ran into the ambush of these kidnappers on the farm. They fired into the pickup. The bullet entered through the back, went through the car, and came out in front. There were 6 people in the pickup. Nobody was hit. But they stopped them and grabbed one of them and asked him to lead them back to the office. So this was the group I now saw. I thought they were soldiers who used to come and hunt in the farm.
Soldiers hunt.
So they're from the cantonment in Akure here.
Okay.
They used to come there. And I've told them not to come because why hunt? They could mistakenly shoot one of my workers. Because they shoot at an animal, that may be a human being walking 100 years beyond him.
Yeah.
You can accidentally kill him. So I've told them not to come. So when I saw this group, I thought they were the soldiers. So I said, look, I've told you not to come here. Then they ran at me. Then started slashing me with their swords. You can see they wanted to cut off this hand.
You have cuts on your hand.
Not just all over my body. Then at that point, I knew they were not soldiers. And then took my dress, dragged me down, tore my clothes, started shooting in the air. It was like
a movie.
Like a movie. So they started dragging me along the main road in the farm until we got to the end of my farm. Then we entered the bush. While they were dragging me, I had lost my slippers, my shoes.
Your shoes.
So I was barefooted. And I was bleeding profusely from here. So after about 15 minutes walk in the bush, we came to a shady place. So we all entered under the canopy and started hiding there because the police had been alerted by my staff.
Okay.
And they were combing the whole area, but they did not
get to where you people were.
We waited until nightfall before we commenced our 4-day trek.
Another trek.
Barefooted.
Didn't they know you were old?
They saw me.
And they didn't care?
No.
Is that what the society has come to?
Apparently. The following day, they asked me, say, Baba, which medicine do you take? So old people take. So I said, I don't take any medicine. So what about food? They phoned some people in some adjacent towns and villages.
They use phones?
Of course, they had the phone.
So they can be tracked? We'll get to that.
So they arranged to bring rice, which I refused to eat. First, the rice stank of... in any case, I was not going to complicate my life with having diarrhea in the bush. So I refused to eat any food they brought to me. They said, what do you eat? I said, just give me Coke. With Coke, I'll have a minimum level of energy. So they were giving me 2 bottles of Coke a day, which I was just sipping gradually. But I tell you, by the second day, I was so weak, I could hardly get up. Because no sleep, I couldn't sleep. Lying on, there was no...
In the bush.
In a single day, we would change location 2-3 times. If they got wind that the police were looking for, they would move again. So, and at some point, they got to a stream where they undressed. They went to bathe in the water. They invited me to come and join them. I said, no, thank you very much. And in fairness to them, after the initial harassment and violence, they started deferring to me. When the rain fell in the night, I was thoroughly drenched on the floor and I was shaking. One of them gave me his muffler to tie around my neck. As the rain started, one of them gave me a small umbrella, used it to cover my head. But the rest of my body was being drenched. Only my head was protected. But it indicated care on his part. And one lent me his bathroom slippers.
To where?
In the bush there. And then every day, they didn't sleep at all. They talked all night and they took all kinds of drugs. Unbelievable. It was a miracle they did not kill me because once you're on drugs, you are not responsible for what you're doing. And one of the days, they left one of them with me. One day they would disappear. They leave 1 or 2 people to keep watch over me. On one of those days, one of them was left with me. He said, sir, he said, this work where they do, na bad work. I said, yes. He said, Allah no like it. I said, yes. He said, he won't leave the work. I want another work. I said, that's right. He said, sir, I see say you'll be a good person. I said, thank you. He said, can you pray for me? Pray for you. said, all right. He put down his gun and knelt down in front of me. I then put my 2 hands on his head and prayed for him. That the Lord would take him from the devil and make him his own, be useful to himself, and to say he won't be a danger to anybody or to himself. He has never been caught. There were 6 of them who kidnapped him.
Yes.
The police eventually arrested 3 of them.
Okay.
2 weeks later, and arrested 3 of those who took the ransom in Mina. We took money from here to Mina. At first, they said my people, that's what I was told, my people should bring the money to Lokoja. But they had telephone contact with my people who are taking the money to Lokoja.
At that point, you didn't know where you were.
I didn't know where I was. But this was a story I was told.
You were told when you came back.
Yes. Bayo, who has been with me for 30 years, he and my wife's nephew, Benga, were the 2 men who took the money in a car. So they got their phone number from, because they were phoning my wife 10, 20 times a day.
How much did it take to them?
5 million.
5 million. Okay.
So they were in phone contact with them all along the road. A funny story. They left here fairly late, and they lost their way. By the time they got to Okene,
Yes.
it was midnight.
Wow.
So the kidnappers in Lokoja told Bayo, don't leave Okene. Sleep in Okene. There are armed robbers between Okene and Lokoja. They will take the money from you. So don't leave. Kidnappers
Double jeopardy.
telling my people to avoid armed robbers. and so they spent the night in Lokoja, in Okene. And the following morning, they continued to Lokoja. Now, about 8:30 a.m. the following morning, the kidnappers allowed me to talk to them. When I got Bayo, he said, sir, we're on Niger Bridge on the way to Abuja. I said, Abuja? They're supposed to have handed over the money in Lokoja. He said, as they approached, he then told me they slept in Okene on the advice of the kidnappers. And that as they left Okene, they were told that they should bring the money to Abuja, not Lokoja anymore. So they were on the way to Abuja. And as they approached Abuja, they were told they should continue the journey to Kaduna, that they had moved to Kaduna. But at some point called Diko Junction, they were asked to turn right, turn left, go to petrol station, drop the money somewhere. Eventually, they dropped the money somewhere. And they were asked to go and wait at a nearby petrol station for further instructions. So my people thought I was with them, that after counting the money, they would release me and I would join them, they would bring me back to Akure. But they didn't know I was in the jungle, between Owanifon,
wow,
here in Ondo State. Anyway, on the 3rd or 4th day, I think it was 3rd afternoon, they called me about 12 noon. He said, Baba, I said, yes. He said, tomorrow, na Salah. I said, yes. And we did go home for Salah. I said, that's all right. He said, we know if we carry you go with us. I said, I can understand that. I will not fit leave you for here. I said, yes. He said, so, if your people don't give us money by 2 o'clock today, we kill you 2 o'clock.
At that point, you were scared.
I was beyond being scared. Having spent 4 days with these people. He said, 2 o'clock, we kill you. They made a case that they couldn't take me with them. They go home for Salah.
And they couldn't leave you there.
They couldn't leave me free.
It's either your people pay
or they will kill me by 2 o'clock.
Wow.
So that's right. They said I should talk to my wife. So they gave me the phone. And I spoke to my wife and I said, well, this is what these people have said. I see their logic. Oh, they also said, we are going home for Salah tomorrow. They said, the police don't phone for their gun. We go give the gun to police this night. They told me the police had phoned them for the guns they hire from them.
So the police actually hire guns to them?
And that they will be returning the guns
that night.
And that therefore they were to kill me before returning the gun. Very matter of fact. So I spoke to my wife and I said, well, this is what these people have said. Please go to my bank and tell my bank manager, whatever money they ask for, let him release it against assets that I have, both in Nakuru and Lagos, that are worth much more than whatever they're asking for. Fortunately, an agreement has been reached with them, and the funds have been provided with police marked money introduced into the package.
Okay.
They didn't know that. So they took the money and dropped it at where they asked them to drop it. And they took the money, and my people came back here. And then, where I was lying prone on the bush, they came, they said, Baba, the money don't complete. Meaning that they had received the
package.
Those who had phoned them. So they were regular phone call.
So they had a team.
Oh, yes. Some physically kidnapping. Some doing the business side, collecting the money. So they said the money don't complete. I didn't quite understand what they said. They said, okay, they go now. Oh, you mean I'm free? He said, yes, sir. To my surprise, out of 6, 4 people just disappeared. Almost miraculously. So they melted away. I was left with 2 of them. They said, whenever they come. So I was following them. After about 50 years, 1 disappeared. Left with one. That one said, Baba. He said, that they go now, I'll go come back. He then gave me 2 500 naira notes. Because they took the money in my pocket.
Everything on
when
you.
they kidnapped me. Lost my phone, everything. So he gave me back 2 500 naira and 1,000 naira. I said, you take taxi to take you to your room, into my room. Only you would send a taxi to come and take you to your room. And they come. So I was lying on the floor because I was too weak to stand. I was there for about 10, 15 days. I said, this boy is not going to come back. He just told me lies, so I will stay here, so I won't go and rouse the neighborhood to pursue them. Realizing that I jumped up in my excitement. Then I lost consciousness. I had to cling to a tree, I would have collapsed. Because I had not eaten for 4 days. I've not slept for 4 days. When I came to, I didn't know where I was. So I started walking around aimlessly. Then I heard an Okada in the distance. I said, that must be some road on which an Okada must be traveling. So I headed in that general direction. And eventually, I burst out on a rural road.
Okay.
We call that Begilodo Road, very rough road. Okay. I didn't know whether to turn right
or to turn left.
I had no idea at all where I was. Instinctively, I turned right. Barefooted. My dress was torn, my body was exposed. They had treated this wound themselves. They rubbed some leaves, pasted the leaf, and took ropes from the bush and tied it around my arm. So I was quite a sight. Bareheaded, torn dress, barefooted, blood-drenched arm, walking along a rural road. So I saw someone coming in the opposite direction. By the time this man came close enough to see me, he will be scared. He will probably think I was a lunatic who had just broken out of the home and will run away. So as he came within voice range, I said, good afternoon, no. I said, I'm Chief Olufala, I no be crazy man, no. Na kidnapper come put for. He said, hey, Baba, now you be that. I said, na me, oh. He said, now here they come put. I said, na so. Hey, we thank God, sir. I said, thank you. I said, where are they? He said, this side to Owo, this side to Oifon.
So you're in the middle?
Yes. I said, how far is Owo here? He said, about 10 kilometers. Oh, I was nearer Owo than Ifon. So he said, continue, there's one village ahead. I walked for another 15, 20. I didn't come to any village. And it was threatening to rain. So I got worried. But fortunately, an Okada emerged from a long distance. As he came closer, some people stopped it, some 200 yards away from me. They wanted to take the Okada. So I found that a woman holding a chicken had climbed on the Okada with the rider. By then I was close enough to shout and to say, Okada, I know be crazy man, no, I'm Olufala, now kidnapper bring me here. Oh. Hey, I said, Baba, I want to run you on the phone, I'll do television. I do pay. mo ní bó mo wà yìí ó tà dárúkọ bì kan mo ní bó ló ń lọ ní Ọ̀wà àdúpẹ́ yọ̀wà gbé mi dọ́wọ́. So the Okada rider, the woman, the chicken, and myself, we rode the Okada together to Ọ̀wọ̀. The moment the Okada moved, a torrential downpour started. It was hitting my face like lashes.
Wow.
But I clung to the Okada man until we got to Ọ̀wọ̀. And he said, where would I stop? I said, drop me in any hotel in Ọ̀wọ̀, any hotel. So he took me to a hotel. Now the problem was I didn't have enough strength to disembark from the Okada. So somebody had to come down to help me to get
you down
and to lead me to the house. We entered the hotel lobby. The girl at reception wanted to run.
You had to announce yourself
I said,
again.
Sorry, I'm not a lunatic. I'm Olu. So she's with I said, give me a room. Her hand was shaking. She was filling the form. She was very nervous. Anyway, she gave me a room. I went there. Then I was removing the rags that I was wearing. When somebody knocked at the door, said, "You come in." It was DPO. Or the receptionist had phoned the DPO that they found the man they are looking for. So the DPO came in and says, I've spoken to the IG because the president asked the IG to come to Ondo State physically to get me out of detention. So he said, I've spoken to the IG who was in Akure and that the IG was on his way to Owo to come and collect me himself. So he said, I said, no, I will never wear these rags again. So he took off his own buba and short up. He had a shirt and vest. So I wore his dress out of the hotel, and he took me in the pickup to the DPO's office. And when I got there, he said, would you like to take? I said, give me any soft drink. They gave me a bottle of Martina. The first wholesome drink I had in
the 4 days.
And they told me the IG was on the way. In about 20 minutes, he arrived. So he took me in his car and drove me here. As we approached the gate, I saw a sight that was unbelievable. Thousands of people
were waiting for you
on that road. Inside this lawn you can see,
there
were about half a dozen canopies.
Wow.
People were stationed permanently here. This place, the whole place. I said, these people are all waiting for me. I shed tears. I didn't know people cared, So we came in, and the IG announced in the press conference here that he had been instructed by the president to give me, that the police should give me 24-hour cover for the rest of my life. And that he was shocked that when he went to my farm, when I was still with the kidnappers, he was told that I always went to the farm alone. I said, yes. I never had any problem with anybody. I never did any deal with anyone. I'm in my home. I help my people. I know they love me. When I ran for president, I knew I got 97.3% of the vote in Akure, 97.3. Obasanjo got 300 votes. That got one around 49,000. My people love me. I'm with them. I never moved them. Even when I was secretary of the government, I came to Akure almost every fortnight. Brought my family. I've always been with my people. So I never felt threatened. He said, now you can see what happens. Sir. These people who kidnapped you, we never knew them. So we could not have counted them as enemies or friends. So there are always people like that. So from now on, sir, our instructions that a policeman must be with you 24 hours for the rest of your life. So that's why I'm now a prisoner. You can see them there. And there are some on the farm. This, of course, has cost implications. I have to give them allowances.
I have been speaking with Chief FALAE. Stay tuned. Don't go away.
We fill the world with laughter. We are Selector FM 94.9.
Ẹ̀kọ́ WAEC lónìí kọ́nẹ́kò lọ́la nínú ìjákulẹ̀ kì í jẹ́ kí àṣeyọrí ẹ̀kọ́ ọmọ ẹni yá bọ̀rọ̀. Apex tutorial classes lọ́nà àbáyọ. Ìgbáradì ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ fáwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ JSS 1 to 3, SS 1 to 3 fún ìdánwò UTME àti post UTME fún morning classes àti afternoon classes. Ẹ tara ṣàṣà lọ forúkọ ọmọ yín sílẹ̀ fún ìdánwò WAEC, NECO, UTME àti post UTME. Ọ̀fẹ́ ni CBT training lọ́dọ̀ wa. Apex tutorial classes wà ní Lemi Building ládojúkọ Genesis Hotel Challenge Ìbàdàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ la wà ní Odúṣọ̀tẹ̀ bookshop Òkè Bọ́là Ìbàdàn. A tún wà ní Grace Plaza ládojúkọ Èrúwà Motor Park Ẹlẹ́yẹlé Ìbàdàn. Apex tún kalẹ̀ sí ABC Terminal Sẹ̀lẹ̀ bus stop Old Ife Road Ìbàdàn. Ẹ pè Apex sórí 0805-085-4922 tàbí 0817-202-7411. Apex Tutorial Classes ojútùú sí àṣeyege ìdánwò.
Gbogbo wa la máa dún nílẹ̀ lóṣù kejìlá yóò. Pẹ̀lú àǹfààní ńlá fún ti ayẹyẹ kérésìmesì àti ọdún tuntun. Tilé-iṣẹ́ Dynamite Homes and Properties tí wọ́n ń talẹ̀ rọrùn ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́nà àrà. Ilẹ̀ wa Victory Estate phase 1 tó wà ní Alábàtà Mọ́níyà Ìbàdàn. 5-minute drive sí ojú ọ̀nà rélùwé tuntun. Lọ́ọ̀tì kan rẹ̀ ti di 750,000 báyìí. Victory Estate phase 2 Alábàtà Mọ́níyà Ìbàdàn. 3-minute drive sí ojú ọ̀nà rélùwé tuntun. Ìyẹn ti di 800,000 naira. Treasure Estate tó ń bẹ nídùú lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ fásitì tuntun aládàáni kan tí wọ́n ń gbèrú ẹ̀. Ìyẹn ti di 600,000 naira. Favour Estate ní Mọ̀wé nípínlẹ̀ Ògùn. 1 million naira ní plọ̀tì kan tiẹ̀ báyìí o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ń sanwó lẹ́yìn tán. Lá máa fún yín lẹ́bùn ọdún kérésìmesì. Àtọ́dún tuntun free canopies àti instant allocation ó tún ní gbẹ̀yìn. Ilé-iṣẹ́ Dynamite Homes and Properties. A wà ní Prime Plaza Free Road lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Bìdín petrol station Alẹ́sìnlọ́yẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. 0904-779-7352 0818-841-8137.
Gbéra ńlẹ̀ yìí ó yàtọ̀ jù. Egbògi afárá lókun mára yá gágá. Mádàránù tó bá ń rẹra gbéra ńlẹ̀ ní kò gbé lóra ó dára rẹ̀ gbá yagiyagi.
Ó yàtọ̀ jù gbéra ńlẹ̀ abá mixture lélẹ́yìí. Bẹ́ẹ̀kiri bá jẹ́ agbára tànà dànù kókó lára ọ̀tá ńlẹ̀. Gbéra ńlẹ̀ abá mixture. Àkànṣe egbògi afárá lókun mára kọ́ fẹ́ múni tàbí elégbèsè ṣe akọni. 100% natural ni kò lọ́tí nínú rárá. Tọkùnrin tóbìnrin ló dára fún NAFDAC fún tẹ̀lú gbà. Ilé-iṣẹ́ ìwé mumi omilere abà ló ṣe. Ó wà number 1 àbí omilere dry. Adébòmí Ayégún Ọ̀lẹ́yọ̀ Ìbàdàn. Ó tún wà káàkiri ilé ìtajà oògùn pharmacy stores àtàwọn ọjà ńláńlá. Edebola store lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ FCMB Agbeni Ìbàdàn. Samdovic store ọlọ́gẹ̀dẹ̀ Agbeni Ìbàdàn. Tanimola pharmacy and medicine stores ní Fọ́kọ̀ Ìbàdàn. Tó fi mọ́ Ibùfẹ́ medicine stores ní Fọ́kọ̀ Ìbàdàn. Ẹ pè 090-3000-2849 tàbí 090-3000-2859. Tó o bá rí yípadà lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ kẹta kàn sí dókítà rẹ o. Gbéra ńlẹ̀ abá mixture. Ìwọ náà gbẹ̀lúra kó gbà.
I'm living the life because I get Tizeti. Yes, sir.
Nigeria's most affordable internet service provider, Tizeti Network Limited, is now live in Ibadan. Oh yes, Ibadan residents can now enjoy our truly unlimited internet service too. Tizeti prides itself on providing the lowest cost of unlimited internet access. You can now browse, stream, and game 24/7 at an amazing speed and with an uncapped data plan. What more? There is an unbelievable promo for all Ibadan residents. Simply pay 2,222 naira in place of 59,500 naira for installation and enjoy a 1-month subscription. Visit wifi.com.ng/OYO to sign up or call 090-8749-3040 or send email to internet@wifi.com.ng to get started now. Offer valid till 22/02/2022. Unlimited internet or Yolowa.
Hello, my name is Tosin and I bring you good news from Living Proof Supermarket. Living Proof Supermarket has now opened a new branch at Gastap Filling Station or Joe Ibadan. This means more quality service and less stress for you. So you can now shop for your provisions, beverages, toiletries, beauty products and many essentials at Living Proof Supermarket, bakery and pharmacy with ease. Do not worry about the prices because you will be amazed at how affordable, or should I say customer friendly, they are. There is so much you can buy no matter the size of your pocket. Make that purchase today at the new Living Proof Supermarket, Gastap Filling Station or Joe Ibadan. You can also visit other Living Proof Supermarket outlets opposite Maniac Filling Station, Ologweru Road, Elele Ibadan, or Firma Pinnacle Building along Challenge Road, Idiodo Bus Stop, FALAE Ibadan, or Lead City University Ibadan. Telephone 0803-545-7120 or 0815-466-4418. Living Proof Supermarket, the consumer's friend.
Number 1 champion.
ayé tí mo wá mi ò wá jẹyà.
gbogbo ayé ń pariwo kò sówó wọ́n ń lọgun pọ́jà ọ̀tà àsìkò yìí gan-an ni wọ́n ń sílé tó ń pààrọ̀ ọkọ̀ ralẹ̀ kọ́lé epo.
wọ́n lò jásí kì í sóògùn Novesola làṣírí àránṣẹ́ mi ò fi gbogbo ara gbẹ́kẹ̀lé náà bá nílé tèmi o jẹnẹrétọ̀ gbogbo tí wọ́n ń lò dórí iná tó ranjú kalẹ̀ dálẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà àti solar water ball tó ń fami nínú kànga láì lóná ọba solar street light tó ń lé òkùnkùn ládùúgbò gbogbo solar fan tó ń bá oru wọ̀ yáàjà tí ń lé gbogbo ẹ̀fọn dànù jànàjànà lórí gbogbo èròjà Novesola amúnáwá pẹ̀lú ìdẹ̀rùn kódà bó tún fẹ́ ra solar panels inverters batteries tó dájú sáká solar kit àti solar generators tó ń fúnni lágbára iná ní gbogbo ìgbà láìsanwó oṣooṣù yá tètè kàn sí Novesola shop kọ́rọ̀ ajé rẹ kó lè bá àgbèrú sí ni o nílé lọ́fíìsì ní factory.
bó bá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ ó pè mí kí n rajà ní Novesola shop.
warranty ń bẹ lórí ọjà tó bá rà níbẹ̀ o kàn sí Novesola shop ní Ìbàdàn office Akíndélé plaza opposite Adamasegba stadium Èkó tẹ̀dó Ìbàdàn telephone 08058544486 ó pè ọ́ kó o rajà ní Novesola shop.
Muftau Lanihu College of Education MUKWED. àìdúró níjó ìgbìyànjú nímúni débi oríire èyí tó fìdí gbolẹ̀ tó fọ́ọ̀mù ìgbaniwọlé fún ètò ẹ̀kọ́ NCE ní Mufulanihu College of Education ti wà níta báyìí 3 O-level credits nínú èsì ìdánwò WAEC NAPTEP NECO tàbí grade 2 results wà láǹfààní láti ṣe àwọn courses bíi economics mathematics biology chemistry physics mathematics integrated science Arabic and Islamic courses business studies and accounting education primary education studies àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ tààrà ṣàṣà lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù tiẹ̀ ní Mufulanihu College of Education Ìbàdàn Lagos Expressway ọ̀rẹ́ méjì Agogo Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ State telephone 08033870600 tàbí 08054547251 website www.mukwed.edu.ng gbogbo candidate tó jẹ́ awaiting result ẹ̀yin náà lè apply pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn àti owó péréte Mufutau Lanihu College of Education gbàwé gbọ̀ǹtẹ̀ ìjọba bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí fún ẹ̀sìn kankan o Mukwed knowledge and piety.
2021. No, 2021. Yeah. That sounds about right.
The sequel to every business's nightmare, but you stuck with us through it.
ASA 32 FM are saying a very big thank you to you, our
esteemed clients, partners, and business associates.
Thank you to 9 Mobile, Adrian Homes, INT'L Nigeria, Amber Energy Drink, Axid Mansard Insurance,
Bond Chemical Industries Limited, British Broadcasting Corporation, Chi Limited, Coca-Cola Nigeria Limited, Crown Flour Mills,
the United Food Industries, the Rock Radio Campaign, Deben Responsible Campaign, the STV, EcoBank, EMSA Pharmaceutical Industries Limited,
Fire Condom, Flour Mills of Nigeria, Friesland Campina Wamco PLC,
Globacom Limited, Google, GoTV, Grand Oak Limited,
Guinness Nigeria, Hypo Home Care Products Limited, Infinix Note 10,
International Breweries, Jotner Nigeria Limited, Kellogg Tolaram Group Limited, Kimberly Clark, Mondel's International, Cadbury,
Mokufilm Nigeria Limited, MTN, Nestle Nigeria, Nigerian Breweries, NN Firms Industries Limited,
Perfetti Von Mel, Pernod Ricard Nigeria, Pladis, Procter & Gamble Nigeria Limited, Promasidor,
PZ Wilmer Limited, Raffles Oil LFTZ Enterprise, Sans Frontier Media Limited, SBC, SC Johnson, Self-Inject Campaign,
ShopRite, Stanbic IBTC, Superpix, Techno Mobile, TG Arla Dairy Productions, LFTZ Enterprises, TGI Distri, Total Energies Marketing Nigeria PLC,
UAC Foods Limited, Unilever Nigeria PLC, Zenith Bank.
We look forward to working with you this year
and smashing new deals together. Here's wishing you a fabulous 2022.
32 FM 94.9. Filling the world with laughter.
Welcome back. The program is still the Podium on 32 FM 94.9. But while you were telling that story, those guys, they seem to be young.
They were in their 20s. I mean,
is that not the height of societal decadence? How did we get to this point?
I don't know. But the statement they made to the police when they were arrested, they said that Salah was approaching and they didn't have enough money for Salah. So they mentioned it to a herdsman who was rearing his cattle near my farm. Who to know that there was a big man who has a farm. So you can catch him. You can get money from his people for Salah. So that was the motive. And so they went to Ikare and got more of their members and looked for guns and all that. And they came to...
And they said they hired guns from the police.
That's what they said. They said, we are returning... He said, police don't phone for their guns.
So they have to return those guns.
We will return their guns this night. Therefore, before we return the guns, we have to kill you at 2 o'clock today. But at a few minutes to 2, they came to tell me that the money don't complete. That's why they did not kill me.
How do we end these insecurity issues in Nigeria? You were a victim.
Yes.
So how do we end this?
Well, the way to end it is good governance. It is good. These young people are products of the system. If these boys were in the university as undergraduates, or they're undergoing training in a technical institute to become technicians,
yes,
they will not be kidnapping people. They have nothing doing.
But the institutions are not there.
We have to create them. Nigeria must create the institutions and the environment and the policy framework that will generate employment and opportunities for the youth. Because they say the devil finds work for idle hands.
Yes.
The unemployed have no stake in society. They are not interested in that peace should continue. In this peaceful arrangement, they are losers. They can't chart a future for themselves. They can't think of when I will get married and have a family. No, they have no work. They don't know whether they will survive or not.
They only live every day to perpetuate evil.
If the house can go up in fire, so be it. Yobani onibante, okinikile majo. Onibante, you know, bante is spanned.
Yeah.
And that's all he has. So he wears it 24/7. So if he's out when the house is burning,
he's safe.
Yes. Onibante anyone. So it's the society, the government that must change the environment and ensure that young people have education, they have training, they have employment, they have a future, they can see something for themselves in the continuation of society. If they don't, they will break it down.
Okay, let's move on to some political issues because we have to run.
Yes.
You had this dream of becoming president.
Yes.
The president of Nigeria.
Yes.
You tried twice. The Third Republic and the Fourth Republic. Let's look at the Fourth Republic, which is the most recent one. You thrived so much. You were a successful politician under the military regime. Under civil rule, you seem to be unlucky. In 1999, you contested under the Alliance for Democracy.
And APP.
And APP, a coalition.
First time, two major parties will adopt
one candidate. However, what role did the APP play? What happened? Were you betrayed? Were you betrayed? What happened in 1999?
Well, first of all, I'll be analytical and objective. The coming together of AD and APP was not supported by all members of the AD or all members of the APP. There were those in APP who did not agree with the coming together, and there were those in AD who did not support our working with the APP. So such elements worked against the alliance on election day. The funding of the election was one-sided. When I met with my running mate in Abuja, late Alhaji Shinkafi, we agreed that I will provide 60%, that I will provide the money for the publicity. Because the time was very short. It started about 2 months. I'll provide the money for the publicity, radio, television. Then 60% of the election day financial requirement to pay agents throughout the country. And I will provide 40% of the election day money. Well, as it turned out, the side did not produce 1 naira to match my own 60%. That was the beginning of the failure. So the 60% I provided was used for all the 36 states instead of 60% plus 40%.
40%.
There were states where somebody took the money and put it in his pocket, not paid the agents.
Were these people part of the AD or the APP faction?
In most of the cases, in the north, most of the APP. In the south, particularly in Cross River and Kwebo, they were AD. So it was on both sides. They took the money and didn't do anything. Now, but despite that, people were sick and tired of military rule. Wherever I went when I was campaigning, especially in the north, huge crowds came to me to say, shouting, "No more soldier, no more army, no more soldier." That was the dominant belief of the people, and they voted massively for our slate. But clearly, the military believed that they were safer in the hands of a former military president than in the hands of a thoroughbred civilian. Even though a civilian who had worked with the military at the highest level, and whom the military themselves described as a pillar of the administration. But deep down, there is this basic distrust of civilians by the military. And I think that distrust prevailed. And that was why, despite the overwhelming victory which I believe I won, I was denied that victory.
Don't you think there was a plan just to bring in the president, the eventual winner, Olusegun Obasanjo, just to compensate the Yorubas for the death of MQ Abiola?
No, what was brought in to placate the Yoruba was that the only 2 candidates were Yoruba people.
Okay.
That's the issue.
That's the issue?
Yes.
That was the compensation?
Whoever won was a Yoruba man. But all Nigerians would choose the particular one. But the Yoruba brought the 2. That's the first time ever that people from the same ethnic group will be the only candidates for presidential power in Nigeria. But that is the concession the nation made to the Yoruba because of Abiola.
A compensation?
Yes. That's the only, nobody will compete with
the Yorubas then.
But the choice of the military was the second stage. Of these 2 now, Yoruba people, whoever we take, Nigeria takes, Yorubas are okay. We military, of these 2, these are our choice, because it was one of us.
Oh, so you lost out because you were not a military man?
No regrets at all.
No regrets at all.
No,
what was your relationship with Nadeko then?
I was a kingpin of Nadeko. In fact, I was one of the founding fathers of Nadeko. My house was the regular meeting place for Nadeko.
Okay.
And when Nadeko was going to be formed, we had a 2-day meeting at the residence of the General Adeyinka Adebayo in Ikeja.
Okay.
After the first day of deliberations, that this was triggered by the annulment of Abiola's mandate. We met, those of the leaders of the progressives, and said, we must say no to this annulment. If they didn't want Abiola, they could have disqualified them before the election. They disqualified some of us before our own election, a few years before. But having allowed him to garner our votes, it is the Nigerian voter they are now taking on, not just Abiola.
Yes.
And we are standing in for the Nigerian voter.
Okay.
So, at some point, we said, okay, those of us who have been meeting here since yesterday, what do we call ourselves? By what name? We had no name. Somebody said, okay, Olu, that's myself, General Ndubusikanu, who died recently, and Ayo Padokun from Ofa. Said, the 3 of you, can you please withdraw and come and deliberate on the name by which this body is to be known? So we left the meeting, for another part of General Adebayo's house. And there we agreed that we call ourselves National Democratic Coalition, NADECO. So when we finished and came back to the meeting, I was one who was asked to announce to the meeting what name we were recommending, which was NADECO. So I was there at the very beginning.
The beginning.
And my house was the meeting place in Victoria Island.
Okay.
After Kanu, Mudubisi Kanu could no longer host us. He used to host our meetings, daily meetings in those days. At some point he said he had been called to Abuja. As a retired naval officer, he had some 2 small boats with which was transporting petroleum products from Port Harcourt to Lagos for an NPC.
Okay.
That was his business. So he was invited to Abuja and told, go and choose between NADECO and that business. He told us, well, so since he had
he was threatened.
Of course, yes.
NADECO became a threat to the government after the formation.
Of course. So he said, since he could not forgo that contract, he will no longer be able to host us. But however, he will remain a staunch member of NADECO. So at that meeting in his house, I said that will be the last meeting in his house. That's okay. From tomorrow, you can start meeting in my house, which was half a kilometer from Zone's house in Victoria Island. So we started meeting in my own house.
Okay.
Until the end of the crisis.
You started the NADECO. You were part of the founding
course,
members.
Yes.
In 1998,
yes.
Were you in the know of members of NADECO that visited the Aso Villa before the death of MK Abiola?
No. Don't forget I was in detention for 2 years.
Yes.
So I was only released after Abacha died. What I know is this. When I came out of detention
yes.
after Abacha's death,
yes.
I was reached by a top military officer who said the new head of state would like to see me in Abuja. So I went to Lagos, and from Lagos, I flew to Abuja. In accordance with our tradition in Afenifere.
Yes.
If you are going somewhere, you let other colleagues know. And when you come back, you let them know what has transpired.
Yeah.
So before leaving Lagos, I went to the office of our leader, Chief Ibrahim Adesanya. They say he was not home. I tried the office of Alhaji Ganiu Daudu. He was not home. So I left a message that I had been invited by the new government to Abuja. I don't know what about. That they're going to kill me, I don't know. But know that that's where
you're going to.
I'm going to. And as I landed in Abuja that afternoon,
yes,
there was Papa Adesanya and Chief Bola Ige on the tarmac, going back to Lagos.
Going back to Lagos from Abuja.
So the plane that brought me to Abuja was the one they took back to Lagos. Abiola was still alive.
Okay.
So we are talking about after.
He was still alive.
As of that time.
Yes.
So I went to Abuja. About 5 p.m., a few hours after I got to Abuja, the news broke that Abiola had died.
Had died.
That day.
Did you suspect anything at that point?
No. About what?
The death. Really, you heard that same day, 5 p.m.?
No.
And look at the events that happened. You saw some people.
It was, if you were involved in a life or death struggle about someone and what he represented, and then you hear he's dead, you are shattered. You are completely disoriented. You can't even think straight. That's my feeling. That completely I know what to do. And I thought the man who invited me might not want to see me anymore. But I still got a message that the new head of state, Abdul Salami, would like to see me that night. So I was taken to see him. And he says, well, what has happened had not happened when I asked you to come. But see what has happened now. We don't know what to do. So, well, what to do is for the military to transit to democratically elected government. He said we might not be able to do so immediately. So, well, as soon as it can be done.
Yes.
That is the only solution. and I left him. I left him, and the first following morning, I set off Akure by road. By the time I got here, a riot was almost on, because there was a rumor that having killed Abiola, they had also killed me in Abuja. So I remember the vicar of my church came here the following morning to take me in his car to strategic locations in Akure, to the markets, to let them see me.
That you are still alive?
That I was still alive. If I hadn't come that day, Akure would have gone off. And when I got to Lagos, I went to Abiola. As they saw me, they carried me. Baba Oko. There was rumor that I was killed. So Abiola died the very day I got to Abuja. And the people say went to, I don't know why anybody went, but all I knew was I met the head of state, and I told him what I've just told you.
And you met these people at the airport?
Going back to Lagos.
Before
Abiola
died.
Not after.
Okay. Now let's move away from that. As a former Minister of Finance of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, would you say that these present economic policies of this government are pleasant enough?
No, I think let's quit hypocrisy. I mean, all of us feel the pinch. All of us know that the economy is in crisis. Inflation is becoming what you call hyperinflation or galloping inflation. You buy something for 10 naira to tomorrow is 20 naira. In fact, it is a greater threat than all the kidnapping. You see, because when you kidnap just a few people at a time. It takes time before the whole country is directly affected. But when there's hyperinflation,
it affects the whole country
everybody immediately. And for the poor in particular, who are the vast majority of Nigerians, that ones who are worse affected. That's what makes it extremely dangerous. So, hyperinflation, massive unemployment, decline in the economy, insecurity, and the answer really is better economic management.
We have a minister of finance in Nigeria, and since she took over office, we've really not seen any policy
the
from
minister
her.
of finance does not make policy in our system. It is the head of government,
the president,
who is supposed to make policy. But I don't think our president is able to articulate any policy. I don't think so.
What do you think will be responsible for that?
I don't know. You can ask him. But it's clear. I was secretary to the government. I want to say with all humility, I was president in everything but title. De facto, in terms of day-to-day power and decisions, I exercise presidential authority. I was there for 4 years. So I know the frustrations, the opportunities that are there. Opportunity to do good, not to steal money. Now, you see, the problem about public policy is that by definition is controversial. Because when you make a policy, some people in society will be better served and favored than others. That's why the controversy comes. And unless you are very clear in your mind where you are going, you are likely to be pushed from left to right and right to left on a daily basis by special interests. Let me give you an example.
All right.
There was talk that there was a maize deficit in Nigeria. That Nigeria is not producing enough maize to meet all the needs for human consumption,
and for
industrial manufacture,
feed production,
livestock feed, production of beer and all that, and that therefore the answer is to import maize from abroad. The feed millers who are lobbying government will be happy to be given license to bring in millions of tons of maize to meet their need and make their profit. But remember that there are millions of farmers who grow maize for a living. When you bring in large quantities of maize, you depress the market.
Yes.
And those farmers are in trouble. I know because I'm a farmer. There was a year when it was costing about 70,000 naira to produce a ton of maize. And imported maize was selling for 49,000 naira. So each time I sold a ton of maize, I was losing 21,000 naira. You took care of the interests of feed producers in Nigeria, who are probably a few thousand, and you hold the interests of maybe 10, 20, 30 million Nigerian farmers. That is the nature of public policy. So you must be wide awake. You must be able to look at the various aspects of policy to ensure that what you finally settle for helps the overwhelming majority of Nigeria. Surely, from what I've told you, if you are now president, and some people come to you to say, okay, let us bring in as much maize as we can to produce cheap livestock feed. You then ask, what about the farmers who are producing maize? What will this do to them? Because the maize you are importing is produced by farmers who are subsidized. Both America, Europe, all of them, they subsidize their farmers as a matter of policy because they know that farming is the least profitable of modern economic activity. Yes. And for farmers to be made to stay in agriculture, they must be subsidized. Otherwise, they will quit the farm. Everybody will suffer. So you import food with scarce foreign exchange, which you don't have. So you must produce your food. And to do so, you must, quote unquote, bribe the farmer to stay there by giving him subsidy. No, the maize you are importing, therefore, if it comes from America, has enjoyed 40% subsidy from PL 482, that's the public law 480 of the American government, which gives 40% subsidy to the American maize farmer. So the maize you bring in has 40% subsidy from the maize farm. Nigerian maize farmer, I don't have 1 naira subsidy. So how do I compete with that subsidized maize from America? Now, you are trying to solve a problem for the feed manufacturers. You've done so. Give them cheap maize. But have killed the millions of Nigerians who have no subsidy, who cannot compete with what abroad. So you can see that public policy is very complex. It's not an easy. So therefore, governor, it's not for just anybody. You must be wide awake. You must be surrounded by groups of well-read, well-exposed people to advise you so that you can take the right decision without destroying your country. But if you don't have knowledge, you are likely to commit a lot of blunders.
So do you think we made the right choice as Nigerians
if we did,
in 2015?
The economy will not be in shambles. We didn't. Look, our central bank. I was a banker for 5 years, managing director of Nigerian Merchant Bank. After being an economist, I was a minister. A central bank is the banker's bank. It will be bank to banks and to government. Our central bank in the last few years has become a retail bank, lending money directly to individuals in the villages. First, this is a policy anathema for a central bank to be doing direct lending, retail lending to people. It's unheard of. Two, I don't think its law even allows them or encourage them to be doing retail lending. But more important still, the central bank does not have and cannot have the group of staff who are trained to lend money, to do retail lending and management. They cannot lend and get the money back because they are not trained to do that.
Doing so.
No. So the money they gave out to farmers now, a lot of it will never come back.
Bad debt, bad loans.
Bad loans. And not just that, the same central bank that is usurping the function of the Minister of Trade and Commerce and of commercial bank by lending, doing retail lending. The same central bank issues license to those who want to import maize, subsidized maize. So you lend to farmers to grow maize, you issue license to bring imported maize to destroy the same farmer. You can see the contradictions. It's totally I can't understand it.
But Nigeria will get better, right? If we restructure, right?
Yes, I hope.
If we restructure, we'll get better.
Yes, indeed.
But failure to do that, what happens?
You see, that's Darwinism. Adjust or die. You adjust or perish. I don't mean perish physically. Your economy will crash. Ours is crashing. You must change and do the right things.
Nigeria seems to be a giant on a precipice, economically.
Teetering precariously on the edge. We hope Nigeria will not tumble into the abyss below.
As an elder statesman,
yes,
what would be your advice to individuals preparing to becoming president in 2023?
Well, I will advise them to join the rest of us to see what critical changes can be made to our constitution before the election. I believe, and many other Nigerians believe, that if we try to hold the election under the present arrangement of war and unsuitable constitutional provisions, it will end up in crisis. Chief Afe Babalola, a highly reputable lawyer and elder statesman, made the same statement about a month ago, that Nigeria should not try to hold elections under this arrangement without making fundamental changes to the constitution. I share the same view.
Yoruba leaders, is the synergy still there? What are you doing in the case of a certain Sunday Adeyemo, Sunday Igboho? What are the Yoruba leaders doing for his emancipation from the Benenwa prison?
Thank you very much. I never knew Sunday Adeyemo. I heard about him. But I never met him. I never knew. We never communicated. I heard about what he was trying to do. The day he came to Akure, I was not there to see him. He did not come here to see me either. So we've never met. But I heard that he was fighting for the protection of the people of his area in particular, who have been harassed and killed and macheted by herdsmen. Having been a victim of harassment myself, I can understand his feelings. How you feel terrible if in your own home, some people come from 3,000 kilometers away to butcher your wife and children and set fire to your farm. We are not slaves, so naturally you fight back to protect your people. So my thoughts are with him and with what it stands for. Those who are close to him, I believe, have taken
the necessary steps
to protect him where he is. I think the Nigerian authorities thought they would just go to Benin and just bring him like cattle here and deal with him the way they wanted. But they found that it's not that easy. He was not an armed robber. He was not a fraudster. He was fighting for other people, for justice, for fairness. So you can't therefore treat him as if DSS went to his house in the night and crashed. I mean, it's totally barbaric and uncivilized. And one of the tragedies of Nigeria is that public officers forget who they are. You are a public officer to serve Nigeria, not to serve a particular governor or president or his party or his tribe. You are here to serve Nigeria. Your loyalty should be to Nigeria. The person whose home you want to smash is a Nigerian citizen. They saw him as the enemy of the person they are serving. Your salary is not paid by the governor or the president from his pocket. It's from the revenue of Nigeria. You didn't know that, you should know it. They went there to serve, to curry favor and to destroy. I mean, barbaric. So it's those people who are making matters worse. You see, it is the public service that guarantees the integrity of a system. Until we have a public office, a public service that is loyal to Nigeria, we are going nowhere. That is totally lost now. Go to Abuja, everybody that thinks he's serving Buhari is Buhari's employee. No, you are not. You are Nigeria's employee.
Chief FALAE, it's good to speak with you this morning. I hope to come to your farm to take some lectures and some trainings.
I'll make you walk, you come to the farm.
Thank you for speaking with 32 FM.
Thank you very much for
right.
I think we've been able to address a few issues about our country. I pray that the authorities will be able to deal with the security challenge to a point where peaceful elections can be held. So that when Buhari is leaving office on the 29th of May next year, there will be a replacement who's been elected through free and fair and legitimate elections.
Thank you for featuring. Thank you for featuring on the podium this morning. I have been speaking with Chief FALAE. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Welcome back. The program is still the Podium on 32 FM 94.9.
You're welcome.
Thank
this
you.
guy is sending his own report to Ibadan.
We don't have to go to 360 degrees. Now it's time we go the 180. You don't have to climb the highest mountains. For all you're looking for is within you. Open the eyes of your mind, your ears and mouth as I sing my song. Open the eyes of your mind, your ears and mouth as you hear my words. Oh, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee. I'll be waiting. I'll be home. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee. I'll be waiting. I'll be. We still live in yesterday. Many today the waste away, but nevertheless it's never late. Oh, see the times have changed. I thought you knew that these words will never ever wait for you. The world has gone past times of fighting. So drop your guns and your swords and let us live all as one. We all need love and understanding.
Operation 727 20
Operation 727 Extraordinary Restoration. The wait is over. Operation 727 2022 edition holds this Tuesday, 25th January 2022 at Dela Event and Conference Center, opposite Gbaremu Market, Eleyele Poly Road, Ibadan. Gbogbo kólọ rẹ lọ́lọ́run Pastor Mrs. Ebolu Oluwaseyi Bakare JP yóò mú padà bọ̀ sípò lọ́nà tó tayọ pẹ̀lú ìfàmì òróró yìn àwọn sànkùsànkù ránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tí ó pẹ̀lú màmá gbọ́rọ̀ mi rò ní 727. Pastor Sam Ojo Authority, Reverend Edward Kẹ́hìndé Àlàbí, Prophet Michael Fakile, Pastor C.A. Ọláyà, Pastor Damilola Karonwi àti ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtolórin ẹ̀mí bí Olúwa lónìí Bísí, Dáre POP, Prophetess Gbogbo mi fún mi, Dáre Melody, Evangelist Bukola Akẹ́ Adéṣẹ́wẹlẹ̀ Jésù, Prophetess Bísí Aláwìyé Àlùkò àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Aago 7 alẹ́ ọjọ́ Ìṣẹ́gun yìí ní gbogbo wa yóò wọ aṣọ funfun pàdé arúgbó ọjọ́ tí yóò sọ̀kalẹ̀ sí Dela Event Center níbi ọjà Agbáremú lójú ọ̀nà márosẹ̀ Ẹlẹ́yẹlé sí Poli tí yóò sì máa pínre fún gbogbo wa. Host is Pastor Mrs. Ebolu Oluwaseyi Bakare JP. Your restoration is certain in Christ Jesus. Be there.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, àánú Ọlọ́run dúró títí láé. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ Adébáyọ̀ Abíọ́dún ti ìjọ Redeemed Christian Church of God, King's Court Assembly lórí ètò The King's Voice láti gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run eléyìí tí yóò mú ìtura, ìràpadà, ìmúpadàbọ̀sípò bá gbogbo etí tó bá ń gbọ́.
Ní gbogbo ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta Sátidé láti aago 10:15 títí di aago 10 alẹ́.
Lórí ìkànnì yìí 32 FM 94.9 àlàáfíà.
32 FM 94.9. Filling the world with laughter.
Safa sapeli sizo simnyama Iwasafa Isizo saba Kavula mo Aniteleni ko Kelize Wemaye wemodo Safa sapeli sizo simnyama.
All right, welcome back. The program is The Podium on 32 FM 94.9. You listen to Chief FALAE there. You listen to his story. Kidnappings. This is the first time he's giving an exclusive insight to how he was kidnapped back then in 2015. Chief was 77 then. They slashed him with some swords. He slept in the rain, drenched, without shoes, at 77. Is this not a sign of societal decadence? He said one of the herders beside his farm gave him out. They needed money for Salah. Is that why they kidnap? Have you been a victim of kidnap recently? Or do you have somebody close to you who has been kidnapped? You want to tell your story? How do we fix this? You can join this conversation 0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. If you're calling from outside the country, you can call +234 906 2000 949 +234 906 2000 949. Those are the numbers to call. Let's share your thoughts on the interview you just listened to. Remember, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. It's at 32FM 949 Ibadan. Arani Yahaya Alabi, it's good to have you join us from Iseyin. Good morning, Adeumi Adeyemo. Yes, Chief will get his greetings. Ajakaye Tomilade, good morning to you. You're saying you must commend my efforts on relentless efforts to sanitize the society with this program on this platform. You send your regards to Chief FALAE. Balkis Onodiran, good morning to you. You send my greetings to Chief FALAE. May God continue to strengthen him. His kidnap story wasn't a pleasant experience. All the same, I'm grateful to God he didn't go with the event. If we are to interview President Buhari on the deteriorated state of insecurity in the country, his only solution will be famine. I'm still thinking about how we ended up with someone whose solution to everything is famine. God help us in Nigeria. This is from Balkis on Nodira on Facebook. You want to join this conversation? Let us talk. 0705 5000 949. How do we end this spate of insecurity via kidnappings in Nigeria? Have you been a victim? You want to tell us your story? Feel free. Remember, don't mention your name for security reasons. Let's hear your story. You can also call 0809 7000 949. Okay, lost that call. You can try again. 0705 5000 949 and 080 97000 949. Those are the numbers to call. Yomi Akande is saying, it's really painful to see our country going down the drain. May God help us. What did you pick from Chief FALAE's words there? You can drop more comments. Let's get to talk. What happened in Nigeria during the week? Many things happened. National Assembly bowed to pressure on electoral bill amendment. The members of the National Assembly bowed to pressure and considers indirect and direct mode of primaries as the electoral bill was reviewed at the Senate. The Senate also deliberated about consensus during the week. During the week, too, we also had issues of the Ekiti PDP. The Ekiti PDP escalated as members of the party protested at the party headquarters in Abuja over the Congress. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, kindly turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear ourselves better. Okay, when you want to speak, just kindly turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear ourselves better. The numbers to call 0705 5000 949 and 0809 7000 949. Kindly turn down the volume on your radio set so we can hear ourselves well. Let it be a two-way conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel from FALAE.
Emmanuel from FALAE. Let's hear your thoughts.
I really want to commend you in the way you handle and present your programs. It has been wonderful, and we are enjoying you.
Thank you.
God continue to strengthen you the more.
Thank you. Thank you.
And greetings to Chief FALAE, and we are very glad, still very much alive and healthy.
Yeah.
May God continue to keep those people for us in this country, more to paddle the ship of country with better peace. And I want to talk about the insecurity in our country.
Go ahead.
On the
Emmanuel, can you change your position a little bit so we can hear you better? Can you kindly change your position so that we can
hear you clearly, sir?
Can you kindly change your position so we can hear you better?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's hear you.
Okay. So security in Nigeria is getting unbearable. Getting unbearable, and we are scared. We are getting scared already. This 2023 around the corner. Election is fast approaching. With this level of insecurity, I don't see if we can hold an election with this kind of environment. Even if the election we hold, I doubt if everyone will be able to come out massively to vote for their candidate. So I'm trying to urge the federal government should find and devise a means to reduce this level of insecurity and even eradicate it totally if possible. This issue of going to farm every time is getting tiring. The fact is, these farmers are not even secured. Well, tell me who will go to farm now? Someone is in the farm and he was kidnapped. No one is secured, and you want us to farm.
Right,
if I go to farm now, I'm not even. These people will come after me. They will kill me and even do so many things that is not even reasonable.
All right,
the
thank you,
economy
Emmanuel.
is bad.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for
They are
sharing your
not doing
thoughts.
anything about it. They just after this their selfish interest. And God, I just pray God should intervene in the affairs of the country. We still have good people that are doing well in government.
Hello, Emmanuel. Okay, we lost that call. Kindly call back later on. The number to call is 0705 5000 949 0809 7000 949. Emmanuel says, who will go to the farm? Will you go to the farm? Is the farm safe? Chief FALAE was kidnapped on his farm. He stayed away for 4 days, found himself in between Ifa and Owo. Did you hear him speak pidgin English there? I no be Christmano. This na Chief FALAE. Na kidnappers kidnap me, oh. And that was how he found his way to Owo. You listen to his story there. 0705 5000 949 and 0809 7000 949. Let us look at some other topic that happened during the week. While the phone lines are still on the 19th of January 2022, the INEC chairman held a quarterly meeting with civil society organizations. Before I go to that narration, let us hear from this caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, kindly turn down the volume on your radio set. Okay, it is unfair when you raise the volume of the radio and you call in the radio man. It damages the eardrum. Speak with the radio man. Don't try to hear yourself from the radio. Don't try to impress yourself. Always turn down the volume on your radio so we can hear ourselves better. The INEC chairman had a quarterly meeting with civil society organizations and other stakeholders in Abuja. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, warned all the 18 political parties taking part in the Ekiti and Osun governorship election that INEC will not monitor any primaries conducted outside the two states, and their outcomes will be nullified. Let's hear what INEC chairman had to say. Let's hear what the INEC chairman had to say.
The 2023 general election is just 395 days away, and critical preparations for the election must be concluded this year. For instance, the continuous voter registration, which commenced in June last year, has entered the third quarter. As at Monday, 17th January 2022, a total of 8,260,076 eligible Nigerians commenced their registration online, completed the registration physically, applied for transfer to new locations, requested for replacement of their PVCs, and updated their voter information records. In the cases of Ekiti and Osun governorship elections, any primaries conducted outside the states will not be monitored by the Commission, and their outcomes will not be accepted. Meanwhile, the Commission has also decided that the suspended Ekiti East 1 state constituency by-election will be combined with the state governorship election holding on the 18th June 2022.
All right. The INEC chairman speaking there. Let us still look at some more from the electoral side. During the week, too, the PDP in Ekiti State stormed the national secretariat of the party in Abuja, expressing their displeasure over the committee that conducted the state congress last week Saturday. Before I go ahead, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Okay. Probably that will be the last time I'll pick that call. If you want to speak with me, turn down the volume on your radio set. Let's speak well. The PDP in Ekiti State stormed the national secretariat of the party in Abuja, expressing their displeasure on the Congress held in the state last week Saturday. It happened 2 days after a 3-man ad hoc delegate submitted its report on the ad hoc report on petitions from the Congress. Moving it straight to the National Working Committee in Abuja, the protesters were led by a former Ekiti House of Assembly member, Titilayo Owolabi. She made strong statements. She urged the National Working Committee to conduct an independent investigation into the matter or be ready to lose the state to APC again. Let us listen to Titilayo Owolabi, a former member of the Ekiti State House of Assembly.
In the whole of Ekiti State, there was no Congress on Saturday. Everybody waited till about 6 p.m. before we departed. So we were amazed when we heard that a Congress was conducted. We are demanding that the PDP National Working Committee declares null and void whatever happened on Saturday because there was no Congress. Yes. We advise them to go and investigate independently in Ekiti State if anything like that happened. Oh, yes. Nothing happened like Congress on Saturday. Oh, yes. We don't know why there would be an appeal when there was no Congress. You can only appeal for a Congress that is wrongly done or badly done. I don't know how illegality can come upon legality can come upon illegality. When there was no Congress, I don't know what we are appealing. But we are here to express our mind that they should please save PDP in Nigeria. Destroying PDP in Ekiti State is laying the foundation of a failed presidential ambition or election for PDP.
Is Titi Layo Owolabi right with her assertion? Will APC regain Ekiti State again? The elections will take place 2022. She is begging for the life of the PDP in Ekiti State. What happened to the former governor, Peter Ayodele Fayose? Is he no longer in charge? Has he been relegated? Will this crisis end? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. Ajakaye Tomilade, I'm listening with rapt attention to all talking points. There is little I can say because the entire situation is just so overwhelming. Thank you for your comments there. What will happen in Ekiti State? Different factions. The Olujimi faction is there. Remember, former governor Segun Oni is back to the PDP. He has a stake, right? Ayodele Fayose has his own candidate. Let us see how events unfold there. The National Assembly decided to re-amend the Electoral Act Amendment Bill and approve both direct and indirect primaries as both chambers, the Senate and the House of Representatives, made the recommendation at separate plenary sessions. In the Senate, the lawmakers added that the consensus clause for the nomination of candidates of political parties for elective positions. Well, let's hear what the Senate President had to say about the electoral bill.
Today, as the bill stands, there is provision for all the possible options for selection of candidates from the presidency to the councillorship. The available options we have: 1, the direct primaries; 2, the indirect primaries; 3, the consensus candidature. What this means is political parties are now, once this becomes law, are now challenged to ensure that they choose what is appropriate, what is suitable for them when it comes to the processes of producing their candidates. I will urge that we should practice all these 3 so that we are able to develop them, because there's advantage in each, just like there could be disadvantage in all of them.
The Senate President there, Ahmed Lawan. A different position was taken in the House of Representatives. As per the consensus candidate, what did the Speaker have to say?
I remain convinced that the proposal for direct primary elections is valuable for building accountability in our political system. But we must not allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. Therefore, the House will reintroduce the amendment tomorrow, and we will work quickly to address the mitigating concerns, pass the bill, and send it back to His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari for assent. This is a matter of concern, as it appears the version sent to the President differs from what is circulating in the public domain. However, in December of last year, I appointed a technical team to look into the issue. I expect to have their report within the next day or two. We are left to question how those parties have thus far managed their affairs, including conducting congresses and primary elections.
Mr. Speaker, all these things are ahead of the 2023 general elections. The 2023 presidential race begins to gather momentum. Mudslinging and some frivolous promises have been flying around. Let us look at some of those people that have declared or shown interest in becoming president. Recently, Dele Momodu declared under the PDP. Dr. Bukola Saraki declared under the PDP. Ojus Okalu declared under the APC. Dave Umahi under the APC. And the Jagaban Bogu, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, also declared his intention. In fact, he went to visit Mr. President. Tinubu's entry into the presidential race. The declaration of Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidential ambition has received both positive and negative responses from different quarters of the society. The special advisor to the president on political matters, Senator Babafemi Ojudu, a very close ally to Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a statement he posted on his Facebook page on Tuesday morning, has explained his decision not to support the presidential bid of former Lagos Governor Bola Tinubu, saying his stance should not be interpreted as a betrayal. Tinubu's presidential bid does not agree with his conscience and ideals. According to Babafemi Ojudu, and I quote him, "So on this matter of 2023, I wish him well, but I cannot in good conscience give him my support or cast my vote for him in the coming primary. It is my right. I'm above 60 years of age, for God's sake. I almost died seeking these inalienable democratic rights, held up in detention and severely tortured. I know Tinubu. I respect and adore him. Many of his later day supporters do not even know him. If they do, they won't resort to emotional and physical blackmail. When Tinubu decided to go against Afenifere and the Yoruba elders in 2003 by not supporting President Olusegun Obasanjo, he wasn't betraying the Yoruba nation or a traitor to Afenifere. He made a choice, and history has been his judge. Let history be my own judge too. When he supported Chief FALAE against Chief Bola Ige, our respected leader, who fought for him to emerge as the candidate of the Alliance for Democracy in Lagos, no one shouted betrayal. For the irritants who have been sending threatening messages to me and members of my family or calling to abuse me for not supporting Tinubu, they do not know that it is not democracy. It is something else. I spent my youth years fighting autocracy and intolerance of the military, and I'm still willing and ready, even now, to stand up for what I believe, even if it will cost me my life." End of quote. Those were the words of Babafemi Ojudu. He doesn't want Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become president. He says he won't cast his vote for him, even when he wants to contest in the primaries. It is not about betrayal. He says it's about his conscience. The Vanguard newspaper reports that thousands of supporters of the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, converged on the International Conference Center, ICC, in Abuja to discuss strategies aimed at ensuring the emergence of the former Lagos State governor as the party's presidential flag bearer. Having in attendance was a former governor of Borno State and incumbent senator, Kashim Shettima, former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal. Is he free from the grass-cutting scandal? Time will tell. Kano APC chieftain, Senator Abu Ibrahim, Honorable James Faleke, and Honorable Abdul Mumini Jibrin of Kano State. Also, Kano State House of Assembly members led by their speaker. At that meeting, Shettima noted that the attempts of weaving ridiculous fiction, quoting him, to override the history we've all witnessed demonstrates the detractors' utter desperation and cowardice. One of such is the mischievous fixation on his age and the wild conclusions that he is physically unsuitable for the office of the president. This obsession characterizes the thinking of those who have no understanding of Asiwaju's incredible work ethic. End of quote. Shettima went ahead to include that Asiwaju's credentials aren't only appealing, they are proof of the qualities this country needs to redeem its vast potentials and possibilities. We are here to testify to this power of ideas, one that overturned the fortunes of Lagos State, sustained its supremacy as the largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa, and kept the opposition alive when it was more profitable to sell out. End of quote. Kashim Shettima speaking there. Is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu the Messiah that Nigeria wants? Remember, he said he's coming to build on the foundation of Mr. President. He wants to become president. What are your thoughts? He wants to become president. Shettima says he will transform Nigeria the same way he transformed Lagos State, and how Lagos State sustained its supremacy as the largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa. Will Bola Ahmed Tinubu sustain that? Is Lagos Nigeria? Lagos seemed to be the microcosm in the macrocosm. In that same meeting, Honorable Abdul Mumini Jibrin talked about all people should know about Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He seemed to have gathered supporters all over the country. He's serious trying to be president. But what is Two-Face saying? We don't know. Is this another story? Or can it be real? 0705 5000 949 0809 700949.
Oh my God. Oh, oh, oh. It be like said they won't tell us where to never yet before. To Baba Deya, plus Soli Baba Deya, Sabada Badam Dabadam Dabadam. No be smarting, no be smarting, no be smarting, no be smarting. I said no be smarting, no be smarting, no be smarting. Looking back to all the years that you and I have spent together, it seems like you've been playing me all along. So many times you asked me to put the whole of my trust in you. So many times you betrayed me and played me for a fool. Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter? Cause it be like you and I, we didn't need each other all the time. All the time. Another year has come, and now you want my trust once more. Oh, no. It be like say you want another story again. It be like say you want to act, another movie again. It be like say you want to go, another coding again. It be like say you want to dance, la la la, nothing you dance again. You want to sing another song again. It be like say you want to go, you want to go.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. This is Akin from Mokola.
All right, Akin, let's have your thoughts.
Yes, on Tinubu issue, I believe that Tinubu is a credible candidate.
Okay.
And apart from that, it's a Nigerian, which entitled to his opinion. Now, apart from that, I see Tinubu as a man that with the what we have been hearing about him, because I've never met him in person, and with his achievements so far in Lagos State, I believe we need a visionary man like Tinubu to run this country. Apart from age, I think age is the only factor that can work against him, because this time we are looking for the younger generation to take over the mantle of presidency of Nigeria.
Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still young. He's just 69. He's a young man.
You mean that he's a young man? Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. He's a young man. He's just 69. He's not 80
but
yet.
If we want to go for 2 terms, which is 8 years. 8 years added to his age. You know, like the present president, he confirmed me that the age was not on his side. That is why he can admit that is the reason why major decision taking are taken on his behalf. Because with what the president said, I believe that he is talking about that as age is not on his side. He could not do some thinking by himself, except they do it for him. So before I showed you had 8 years with present age, that's what I mean. I believe that he can do it.
All right.
And as for saying that he wants to lay on the legacy of the present president, I think as a politician, that is what he wants to say. Because you can't go now to meet the sitting president and tell him that you are going to destroy his legacy. He will not let you get there. That is a political tool. So I don't take him against, I don't against him for that. My wish is that Nigeria, God to give us a person that will do it for us. No anybody in Nigeria that cannot serve as a better president. The problem we are having is the constitution. The constitution given to us by this military in 1999. They do it to favor just little set of people. Except we have a president, because this present era, they cannot do anything about it anymore. He favors the House of Assembly, he favors the executive, he favors the judiciary. But we are praying that God should bring that kind of president that we see this fit, that we know that people of Nigeria are suffering and they need to do something that we, if not equally, equate us, but we should at least elevate this poverty. I mean, change, turn around the life of the less privileged. I mean, the less in society.
All right, let's give some other people.
Them and them alone. Thank you. This is Akin from Mokola.
All right. All right. Happy weekend, Akin. 0705 5000 949 080 7000 949. Some people have been calling the line for the international calls. Please don't do that. You can call 0705 5000 949. Okay, my studio manager says I have to go. It's been awesome this morning. Remember, every Saturday will be an interesting time. Who will be my guest next week? Keep your fingers crossed. This morning, I walked alongside Moriyanolua Akinola and Oyeni Eson, the one I call Esonism, in the production of this edition of the Podium. Also, Kayode Obisheson. I am CHIKE OGBOGU. Until I come your way, 9 a.m. on Saturday. Enjoy your week, be positive, and make sure you run out of trouble. Bye for now.
We
Feel the world with laughter. We are 32 FM 94.9.
32 FM 94.9. Filling the world with laughter.
Show me your 32.
Mr. Adura, corner piece in the okay.